Tarua is the coach of the Magic, and Nolene, we were really feeling some momentum coming your way there, but the Thunderbirds have been able to respond again.
Yeah, I think we actually were going ebb and flow, actually, and it was probably that last shot that Jodie Brown that missed that changed it up.
Nolene, there's still 5 minutes to go. What do you think you've got to do just to eat into this deficit and be in the contest at the end?
Not that. Pretty much keep our own ball. We want to finish strongly, irrelevant of what the outcome's going to be. Keep our product really tight.
Nolene, thanks for joining us on Grand Final Day. And she has always been very gracious with her time. And you can imagine, hard to keep your composure in a Grand Final, particularly for this New Zealand side, who, as we mentioned, 400 Test caps experience. Most of these girls in court will play either in the New Zealand national squad as we head into the Commonwealth Games in October, or some of them will represent other nations, Sherelle. So there's quality out there, and it will be breaking the New Zealanders' hearts that they haven't been able to win one.
Oh, I'm sure it will be. We just saw there a beautiful feed into the circle by Emily Beaton. She's on 15 assists. The closest person to her on court is Laura Langman on 11. So she is just having an outstanding game after spending a lot of time this year on the bench. She's really taken her position with both hands and, you know, just doing a fantastic job in there.
She certainly is. And you get the impression, Sherelle, that one of the great strengths of this Thunderbirds team is that they have a lot of options that they can put out there at any given time, whereas with this Magic lineup, there's not a lot of changes that can be made. But if you've got so much strength and depth that you can afford to have a Diamonds representative in Kate Beveridge sitting on the bench, then you're travelling okay.
Oh, you absolutely are. And I think the strength of the Thunderbirds is not just that they've got that variation with the players they can put out, but even just their general play. They, you know, changing things up a bit. Their entry into colour is not always high. Sometimes they're using Erin Bell around the front, so, you know, it's really hard to beat when that's happening.
We're back out to a 10-goal margin. Leighton falls over, but gets back to her feet. Awarded the Mars Red Young Player of the Year in 2010, Shani Leighton. She stood up and played really well in the Grand Final.
She certainly has, and she's actually a great story. She shattered her elbow last year, and it was a horrific injury that she did at underage nationals. Worked night and day to get back on court to be able to play for the Australian juniors in the World Youth Cup. Did it, and now she's really reaping the rewards, you feel, of that hard work. So she's been, I think, really integral to the Thunderbirds win, and she was actually one of the best on court for them in that semi-final against the Swifts.
Oh, beautiful use of the triangle there by the Magic. Swung it to the top of the circle and straight into Jodie Brown. Looking at the scores there, guys, it really is the first quarter that's let the Magic down. The margin is now 9. They were down by 7 at quarter time, so they've been really in this for the last 3 quarters, but just goes to show what a good start does particularly in a final.
Yeah, it's that old saying, you can't win a game in the first quarter, but you can certainly lose it. And I think Magic will look back at that first quarter and wish it was different. But one of the reasons that happened, I think, was because the Thunderbirds were just had such intensity right from the start. They know what you need to win a grand final.
Brown trying to go the layup on that occasion. The crowd, they're still going to get hold of the umpires on every decision. They felt that was an Adelaide ball. Probably won't matter in the end as the clock ticks down to 1 minute and 43 seconds. If you isolate it even more, it was about the 5 to 12 minute mark of the first quarter. Thunderbirds scored 10 of 11. Since then, it has been an unbelievably even contest. So Mentor, who's had an incredible grand final.
Oh, beautiful work. Casey Williams, we've spoken about her all game. She's just so athletic to get up to that ball.
We're seeing a fair bit of Casey Williams and Sherelle McMahon as we head into the international series. Sherelle, she's going to be a tough opponent heading towards the Commonwealth Games.
No doubt. And we're looking at this Magic lineup, and I'm sure there's quite a few as we see this intercept again, just stretched up and took a beautiful intercept there.
Yeah, she gets great air. She's a beautiful athlete to watch. I've got to say, I really enjoy watching Casey Williams and Irene Van Dyke play, and I thought last week we saw the best games they've played, but today it is all about the Thunderbirds. The crowd is getting behind them. There's 44 seconds to go, and it can't come quick enough. They will celebrate this win long and hard.
See Erin Bell, star of this last couple of weeks, can't finish it off, but of course Carla Borrego under the post is hauling in another rebound.
And that for Carla Borrego is goal number 39. She shot at 87%. just slightly above her average from 2010, 85%. She has been the dominant scorer in the ANZ Championship in 2010.
Fitting. Jiva Mentor will finish this game with an intercept. She's been one of the best on court. I'd hate to be choosing the player of the match. There are stars all over the court for the Thunderbirds.
So in 2008, the Thunderbirds were third. They were runners-up in 2009 and premiers in the ANZ Championship in 2010. The Adelaide Thunderbirds in front of 10,000 people here. And the celebrations begin for the Adelaide Thunderbirds, their first ever victory in the ANZ Championships, and they are reasonably happy.